Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a fun video today. I wanted to do like just a really fun nostalgic video and maybe share some baby pictures or at least toddler pictures. So let's get a little nostalgic here. I want to do the 90s tag. I am a 90s kid. I was born in 91, and so I love the 90s. I think back very fondly of my childhood and all of the different cultural references that come from that era. I love, and I honestly miss quite a bit of it. So we're doing the 90s tag. Here are 20 questions all about the 90s. Number 1, favorite TV show. In the 90s, I'm going to say my favorite TV show was Arthur. I was obsessed. I watched Arthur every day at 4 o'clock. My grandma even knew and would remind me that my show was coming on. And it just happened to coincide when her Days of Our Lives ended, and I would watch. Number 2, favorite 90s song. That is really difficult because I loved so much music in the 90s. I, as a little kid, loved music, and I listened to music all the time. Me and my friends were really into like the typical Britney Spears, NSYNC, and so probably one of their songs. Probably NSYNC. Favorite commercial or advertisement? I don't actually remember specific 90s commercials or advertisements, but I was always super excited for the Super Bowl commercials. And specifically my favorite commercial from the Super Bowl, and I don't remember what year it came out, so this might not be a 90s thing, but was the Budweiser horses. I loved that just because I love horses, so I loved seeing those in the Budweiser commercial for the Super Bowl. Like I said, it might not be 90s, but that was a favorite commercial of mine. Number 4, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. The true conundrum of life. Not really. NSYNC all the way. I loved Backstreet Boys too, but NSYNC just will always have my heart. Number 5, favorite music artist. At that age, Britney Spears. Yeah. Number 6, did you collect anything back then, and what did you collect? For the most part, I collected Barbies. It wasn't really collecting things, it was more I was obsessed with Barbies. And I had so many different ones. I had such a huge collection of clothes and accessories, and I had her a convertible. I had house furniture for her. I had the Ken doll to go with it. I had a rock band tour bus for her. Guitars for her to pretend to play. Like, I was into Barbie. So probably the biggest thing I collected was Barbies and Barbie stuff, even though that was actually collecting it, but there you go. Number 7, how many Tamagotchis did you go through? I don't think I could count on one hand how many Tamagotchis I went through because I was obsessed with Tamagotchis, but I also really sucked at them and I always killed them. And if the battery died, I would just get another one, and it was bad. Probably 8 Tamagotchis. I would still love to have a Tamagotchi, honestly. That would be really fun. I feel like that was the beginning of the Sims era kind of thing where you had a virtual being that you took care of. Number 8, favorite video game and console. So back then there were not as wide a range of game consoles, but I was solidly an N64 girl. I loved playing Mario. I loved being Peach. And the only other thing I really played besides that was racing games on the PS2 because I liked driving around. Number 9, favorite cereal / cereal-free toy. That's kind of a confusing question. Are you asking for both, like favorite cereal and favorite cereal toy? Anyways, my favorite cereal was almost always Cheerios on the regular, but I also loved Lucky Charms because of the marshmallows, obviously. Number 10, who was your 90s crush growing up? Justin Timberlake. All the way. I convinced myself I was going to marry him. For 11, what was your favorite Disney Channel movie? Oh gosh, I don't know if I can pick one. If I had to pick one, it probably would be Cadet Kelly or Wish Upon a Star, because I really, really loved Wish Upon a Star. 12, favorite show, either Disney, Nick, or Cartoon Network. Always Disney. The only major regular thing I watched on Nickelodeon was All That or The Amanda Show. That was really all I watched on Nickelodeon very much. On Disney Channel, this wasn't in the 90s, this was like 2000 or 2001. I loved Lizzie McGuire. I loved Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire was my favorite. And before Lizzie McGuire was a thing, all the Disney Channel movies. I don't even remember the timeline of the Disney Channel shows, but just, oh man, Lizzie was my girl. 13, weirdest fashion trend. Are we talking ones I tried? I feel like the weirdest fashion trend in the 90s was the high side ponytail. It worked to a certain extent. It was also very interesting at the same time. 14, what were your favorite toys you would play with? Barbies, all the way. Number 15, Disney, Nickelodeon, or Cartoon Network. Disney, all the way. I was a Disney Channel girl. 16, what early morning / weekend TV shows would you watch? Friday night was Lizzie McGuire. Saturday and Sunday, it was mostly Disney Channel movies. I don't even remember shows that specifically came on the weekends. It was usually just reruns of like Even Stevens, That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire that I hadn't gotten to catch during the week. I would watch then. I'm not a huge cartoon girl, but I would watch a little bit, like Rugrats or Wild Thornberrys or Cat Dog or Aerial Monsters or Hey Arnold. I loved those. I think those are all Nickelodeon too. Number 17, favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toy. I always wanted the ones that were themed by the movies, like they had movie ones, and I loved those movies back then, and I was never able, I never ended up getting those. I got the little plain generic one. I don't remember a specific Happy Meal toy I got that I was like super stoked about. I didn't get very exciting ones in mine. I was really sad about that too. Favorite book. So I don't remember if I discovered these before the 90s, or during the 90s, but I loved the Harry Potter books and still love the Harry Potter books. And I was reading those when I was like 9 or 10. So it was like the end of the 90s, I guess. 19, what would you watch when you got home from school? Whatever was on Disney Channel. And Arthur, depending on what age I was. If not, Lizzie McGuire came on at like 5 o'clock. Number 20, the final question. What was your favorite thing from the 90s that is no longer available today? Probably the Tamagotchis. but I think you can find them somewhere. I have not seen a good way to get any of them, but it's probably possible to, just not as prevalent. But I loved the Tamagotchis. I really, really loved the Tamagotchis, and I found some of my old ones going through stuff before, so that was kind of fun. Alright, so that was my 90s tag. That was my answers to those questions. If you are a 90s kid, leave me your answers to those questions in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was fun and nostalgic and interesting, gave you a little more insight into me. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. I would love to see you do this tag if you're a 90s kid. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!